The whispering voice. Julie and Tim had always loved exploring abandoned places, but the old Hawkins sanatorium was different. The locals whispered about it being cursed, its walls steeped in the screams of patients long gone, but the allure of the thrill was too strong. The couple arrived at dusk, armed with flashlights and a cheap camcorder. The sanatorium loomed against the blood-red sky, its shattered windows like gaping mouths. Inside, the air was suffocatingly cold, and the stench of mildew mixed with something far worse, decay. As they wandered the crumbling halls, they found strange things rows of patient files still neatly stacked, walls scrawled with desperate messages. They're in the dark, and don't listen to the whispers. Julie thought she heard footsteps behind them, but when she turned, the corridor was empty. Tim laughed nervously, brushing it off as her imagination. In one of the rooms, they discovered a metal chair bolted to the floor, straps dangling limply from the armrests. The walls were covered in gouges, as though someone or something had tried to claw its way out. "Let's get out of here," Julie whispered, but as they turned to leave, the door slammed shut with a deafening bang. The flashlight flickered, then died, plunging them into darkness. Then came the whispers. They started faint, almost inaudible, but quickly grew louder, overlapping in a cacophony of pain and rage. The words were incoherent, but the tone was unmistakable anger, desperation, and hunger. Tim fumbled for the flashlight, but Julie clutched his arm, her nails digging into his skin. Don't move. They're here." The whispers stopped, and then came the sound of breathing wet, guttural, and impossibly close, and saw them, dozens of glowing eyes in the pitch black. Julie dared to turn her head, staring and blinking from every corner of the room. Tim screamed and bolted, the sound of his footsteps receding rapidly down the hall. Julie was frozen, her gaze locked on the figures stepping into the dim light of her dying camcorder. Their faces were obscured, their forms shifting and melting like shadows. "Julie," they whispered, her name stretching into a chilling, unearthly moan. She turned and ran, the whispers chasing her, down the hall, past the room with the claw marks, past the scrawled warnings, until she burst into the open air. Tim was nowhere to be seen. Gasping, she fumbled for her phone to call for help, only to find it drenched in blood. The whispers began again, soft and mocking, echoing in her ears. When the police arrived the next morning, they found Julie's flashlight lying at the sanatorium's entrance. Her body was discovered deep inside, strapped to the metal chair, her face twisted in a silent scream. Tim was never found, but the whispers remained, waiting for the next visitor who dared to enter.